Welcome back, guys. We are nearly at the end of this renewed version of Power, designed to appeal to a younger audience and extend the franchise's life for years to come. While given plenty of new themes to discuss, many of the characters share spiritual relationships with the power of old, doppelgangers, if you will. For those who don't know, a doppelganger is defined as a ghostly double or counterpart of a living person. We were previously introduced to this term on a mainstream scale in Jordan Peele's hit film, Us, back in 2019. Each of our main players, and a few minor ones, share similarities, if not outright spiritual kinships, with select characters from Book 1. And in today's video, we'll count down the top 10 most glaring parallels. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. Lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Power. Here we go. Doppelganger number 10, Sebastian and Simon Stern. Sebastian and Simon share more than just a name and a bed. They're both the white privileged frenemies to their ghostly counterparts. Simon and James had many business and political rivalries throughout the bulk of Book 1. And on a lower level, Sebastian and Tyrique have already initiated their own version of their forebears' relationship. It even intensified during episode 7, with Bash pressing Tyrique over inactivity with the Course Correct app that he helped him launch. These two are sure to have plenty of clashes in the seasons to come. Doppelganger number 9, Zeke and Shawn. In retrospect, Shawn ran so that Zeke could fly. Both characters share an affinity for basketball, but Shawn's opportunity to advance those aspirations was shattered along with his need, something he revealed to his father Kanan back in season 1. Though a collegiate and professional career wasn't in the cards, Shawn's talent was still revered by everyone close to him. And we'll soon get to see Zeke in action, who's hailed as Stansfield's premier player. Basketball's not their only kinship, though. Both characters also share criminal family members, Shawn with his father and Zeke with everyone else. If Zeke is truly Shawn's doppelganger, then that spells tragic news for the likable hoop star. He did make this commentator's death list for this season. Let's just hope it's a simpler execution than that of Shawn Stark. Doppelganger number 8, Jabari and Greg Knox. This is a correlation I probably wouldn't have made prior to the events of episode 7 and trailer for episode 8. But after both instances, there's little doubt that Jabari Kelly's spirit animal is Greg Knox. Both are overwhelmingly simpish. Greg in the case of his work boo Angela, and Jabari with his fleeting work wife, Carrie. Both resorted to outright stalking and harassment to regain their lovers, but to no avail. The constant pushing for their counterparts' affections only drove them further away, though Greg did get the cheeks a few more times before Sandoval sent him home to the Lord, but only when Angela was devastated by the Ghost Man's, quote, right decision in season 3. I doubt Jabari will ever swim in Lake Caridad again at this point. He's another mark on my death predictions list, and on a few of you guys too. And if he's correlated with Greg, then we all know how his story will end. Doppelganger number 7, Riley and Holly. Riley just about checks all of the boxes of her Book 1 predecessor. She's the love interest of Little Ghost's best friend, and a troublesome one at that. The sax angle was a nice touch by the writers, but outside of those Fed ties, she's nearly identical to Holly in terms of their penchant for petty criminality, love for their man, and hatred for their man's best friend. Both aren't above snooping and overstepping their boundaries in order to implicate their lover's other half. We know what such meddling brought down on Holly way back in season 3, and projectedly, Riley would meet a similar fate sooner than later. I can't say Riley is more unlikable than Holly though, despite the aforementioned. Let's not forget, Holly was one of the most hated characters during her 2.5 season run on Power. Maybe Riley just needs more time, I suppose, though I seriously doubt it. Doppelganger number 6, Mclean Proctor. Though currently in the red with Power audiences due to his deceptive alliance against Tyrique, Davis Mclean is an obvious rendition of the late great Joseph Proctor. Both attorneys swear by winning, even if it goes against the legal grain. They also both have ties to the underworld, though Mclean's dirt hasn't surfaced fully just yet. But a lawyer, described as winning at all costs, is not averse to cutting a few corners to do so, and Davis has certainly displayed as much in his short tenure in the Powerverse. Also, keep in mind that Proctor and Ghost's relationship didn't start out on the best of terms either. In fact, Ghost blackmailed the legal star into springing Tommy from prison, and their relationship evolved afterwards. Davis will be around for a long time, and once he realizes just who Tyrique is and what he's capable of, we may see a similar friendship develop in the future. Doppelganger number 5, Lauren and Angela. Now, what gave this one away? Oh, I don't know. Maybe the light complexion, Ivy League education, cheating tendencies, and attraction to our series lead. In all seriousness though, Lauren and Angela might as well be twins, as she is her outright doppelganger in every sense of the term. She sees in Tyrique the same thing Angie saw in the Ghost Man: mystery, potential, and an unrelenting will to see out his ambitions. She's already sidelined her very own fuck nigga for Tyrique, similar to Angela's maneuvers with Greg once her and Ghost connection grew deeper. Plus, she's all but said game on to her silent war against Diana for Reek's affections. I wonder if the Power Brass will make her the wife in this remix, as opposed to the mistress. I think for the latter, as I stated in my Lauren vs. Diana expose, would only serve to regurgitate what we've already seen. But hey, maybe that's the point in this new twist. We shall see. Doppelganger number 4, Diana and Tasha. It's no wonder Diana seems to be in the lead for Little Ghost's heart. Her and Tasha mirror the same ride-or-die qualities that any budding hustler would be proud to lock down. We've already seen Tyrique send Diana on missions for him, such as getting Tasha that burner phone earlier this season. This action displayed a similar trust that Ghost shared with Tasha, even during their tumultuous times. She was always down to handle something in his name, as she saw this as her greatest contribution to their partnership. Tasha was also the only one Ghost could fully be honest with in the realm of criminality, something that Reek and Diana will potentially have if his future remains clouded by the streets. On a cosmetic level, as with Lauren, they're really driving it home that Diana is his Tasha in every way. Doppelganger number 3, Brayden and Tommy. Trap, 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 trap. That's right. Brayden, unsurprisingly, is the doppelganger of the great Christmas canceller himself. He's the partner to Little Ghost and has already had the obligatory nuisance girlfriend to match. Also, Brayden has shared many grievances with Tyrique about his actions that almost word for word mirror Tommy's issues with the Ghost Man. As with our favorite Book 1 duo, Brayden and Tyrique make a great team and will remain as such until Tyrique's shady ways become too much for his partner in crime to bear. Brayden has also displayed his ability to hold his own, violently speaking, such as that ass whooping he administered to the competition fresh out of his killer season pink coat. Word to Cameron. I think he'll also develop an analogous love for the drug game as Tommy did, if his joyride with Kane through Queens was any indication. Doppelganger number 2, Kane and Kanan. Speaking of Kane, the elder Tejada is a direct descendant of one of Power's most ruthless characters. Quite literally, if you let the Power fandom tell it. Kane and Kanan both share a love for violence and its enforcement, by any means. As with Kanan, Kane takes pleasure in making brutal examples out of anyone foolish enough to cross him. We saw major examples of this with that smackdown he laid on Guap, which in retrospect reminds this commentator of that beating Kanan put on his link to Pink Sneakers way back in Season 2. Another similarity between the two death artists are their ability to undo a collective from the inside out. Kanan did this to Ghost and Tommy's organization back in Season 2, and his understudy Dre did the same thing to Tommy back in Season 4, having learned the blueprint from his insidious mentor. Though not yet fully realized, Kane has implemented particles of this manipulation within his own family, having felt like an outcast due to Tyrique's inclusion for quite some time. He's already begun the shift with Ramirez, and we'll see how far he develops the treachery in the final 3 episodes of this season. And Doppelganger number 1, Tyrique and Ghost. Tyrique St. Patrick is more than just Ghost's doppelganger, but his seed, and shares many qualities with his slain father, both virtuous and diabolical. In his first solo outing, post removing his forebear, we've seen him exercise his intellect, juggle 2 women and possibly a third, commit fully to the drug game, and execute manipulation after manipulation to advance his own cause. Make no mistake, whether you love him or hate him, he is Ghost through and through. And if that's not enough to convince the shrewdest Tyrique dissenter, the fucking show is named Power Book 2 Ghost. I even think he realizes his ghoulish powers in full, no pun intended, and takes on the moniker as a tribute to a man he didn't fully understand, and a threat to any soul foolish enough to believe he'll get jammed up. Ghost's greatest street quality was aversion by all accounts, and Tyrique is going to need all of his father spirit he can channel to evade the many dangers looming over him in the future. Thank you for watching today's video. What do you make of these parallels? Which characters remind you most of our beloved Book 1 lineup? As a side note, I don't see any character remaining from Book 1 surviving Book 2. These characters will soon be disposed of so that the new life can breathe, free from all former constraints. As they say, out with the old and in with the new. In either case, drop your thoughts for me in the comments below. As always, if you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are Power Ghost fans, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.